Today we'll be discussing credit risk in banks and its management. The following topics are covered in this chapter and we'll be discussing about each in detail. What is risk and credit risk? What are the causes of credit risk in banks? And what are the consequences of credit risk? What is risk management? How do banks mitigate credit risk? What are the essentials of risk management system? Risk identification and action points of risk management, various tools and methods used to measure credit risk, credit risk model used by banks, and features of a good credit policy. Basically, what is risk and credit risk? A risk can be defined as an unplanned event with financial consequences resulting in loss or reduced earnings. Therefore, a risky proposition is one with a potential profit or a looming loss. Risk stems from uncertainty or unpredictability of the future. Risk can also be defined as the volatility of the potential outcome. Risk is the possibility of something adverse happening, while risk management is the process of assessing risk, taking steps to reduce risk to an acceptable level and maintaining that level of risk. Thus, we can say that after the risks have been identified, risk management attempts to lessen their effects. They cannot completely reduce, they cannot completely remove the risk involved in any transactions or any activity. Only it can be reduced. This is done by applying various range of management techniques. If we go a little bit in detail about risk for the understanding of the present person from the lower category or the person for new to the risk, I will explain a little bit about risk. Risk is an omnipresent in all activities of life. Without taking any risk, nothing can be achieved. However, the risk can be minimized by taking adequate steps in advance. Risk is everywhere, even in simple things. Say, for example, a person walking along the wrong side of the road, especially in a busy street, is inviting risk. He or she can be hit upon by a vehicle, but he can minimize the risk if he walks through the footpath or at least on the right side of the road, by which he can see the vehicles coming from the front, while the vehicles coming from the back take the route to the left side. Similarly, a person could cross the road where there is a green signal or where the zebra lines. However, unexpected risks also happen despite taking adequate care, like the driver of the vehicle loses control of the vehicle and hits upon the person on the road. If he is injured and hospitalized, he can claim compensation from the vehicle owner, or he can lodge the claim with the insurance company if he had taken the mediclaim policy, or he can claim with the life insurance company. If he is incapacitated or dead, he can claim the insurance already he had taken, if he has taken from the insurance company, depending upon the injury or death what has happened. And the policy should be valid at the time of the happening, uneven happening. Even in these cases, the actual loss of a person cannot be compensated by anybody. It is the family who suffers after his death, or if he becomes incapacitated due to any serious injury because of the accident. But the actual loss can be compensated by taking a claim from the insurance company. The loss can only be reduced by mitigating the risk by taking adequate insurance policy well before the event happening. Say, for another example, a patient needs surgery for saving the life. It is necessary the operation is to be done at the advice of the doctor. However, once he undergoes for the operation, he is taking the risk. Even by taking adequate care during the procedure of operation, sometimes the doctor does not succeed in the operation and the life of the patient could not be saved sometimes, but that does not prevent the doctor to operate another patient if he needs a surgery. That means for every activity there is risk involved. Another example, I can say that there is an old saying that a ship in a port is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. Anyway, once the ship is made, it is to carry the persons, it is to carry the cargo from one place to the other. The journey of the ship may be turbulent, depend upon the climatic conditions like storm, iceberg in the sea, all those things. But the captain and his team are well equipped to oversee all these risks. But even after taking all those precautions also, sometimes there is likelihood of hitting the iceberg by the ship and it may tilt or there is chances of sinking, but that does not prevent the shipping company to sail the vessels. It is the need of the hour, it is need of the nation. That means the unforeseen circumstances do happen in life, but the frequency of such happening is comparatively less. But most of the risk can be managed by imparting the required knowledge to assess the risk in advance and take necessary precautions to prevent the unevent happening. However, unmanaged risk can prove disastrous. It is also foolish to tell a child not to learn driving or cycling for that matter, as there are chances of accidents or falling from cycle in the initial stage. A parent should not discourage a child to learn the driving or the cycling. Of course, there may be chances of accidents, but the occurrence of such accidents is comparatively less as compared to the benefits he earns out of the learning of new things, either driving, cycling, or even flying the aeroplanes, sailing the ships. All those things happen. Even a person who joins the military or air force or navy, there may be chances of any unevent occurred in the future, but that does not prevent the people from joining the defense forces. They are taking the risk. Necessary training is imparted by the defense forces to challenge any unforeseen circumstances during their journey. Understanding the risk and learning to manage them effectively has been the mantra for survival in any age. Like risk in day-to-day life, there are risks involved when a banker lends some money to the borrower or while transfer of funds from one person's account to another person's account. That is why a banker has to take due care and diligence in all the activities.